Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Backpacking with Buckley. We are at the trailhead in the dark tonight, so a little night hike in. We are backpacking at a place called Badlands National Park, which you probably know I've been to about 80 times, but we're going to make this special feature. Starting with, I'm finally joined by somebody that I've been missing for a long time on trail. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and spoil that surprise for you. Here we go. It is Whitney!
Hi!
One of my favorite people in the world joining us tonight. And she is a noob to a new hobby that I can't pronounce. So, Whitney, what are you going to be doing? What's your goal this weekend?
To learn how to do astrophotography.
Astrophotography. Yeah. So, Whitney's with me. We'll let her get back used to being on camera again. And we're going to load up some backpacks and hike in the dark. Might show you some footage of that if there's anything worthy. Otherwise, we'll set up camp, say goodnight to you. And tomorrow we're going to show off some of the more famous day hikes, primarily because it's going to be 97 degrees. So it's dangerously hot in the Badlands to be out hiking long miles. We're going to do some day hikes, and then towards evening tomorrow night, backpack back in to a place we're not sure where we're going to go quite yet, but should be an exciting weekend. Thanks for joining us. Let's hit the trail in the dark.
It doesn't mean I have to come to visit. You handle your own when you become a man, and become a man when you handle your own.
Freaked out about spiders when you're out at night. Just look at the ground and it looks like glitter. Their eyes. All right, we're heading down the trail. We're not going to go too far. Probably just 14 or 15 miles. Now we're just going to go in a little ways. Taking it easy on Whitney because her knee's been bummed up. And if the audio is bad, it's a little windy. Got some rain tonight, but it's not too goopy. And it is dark out here. Camp is set, and Whitney is taking advantage of a clearing in the clouds. We have beautiful stars. She's assured me that I'll have rights to some of the photos that she may or may not produce. But she's being modest in that she's a noob and doesn't know if she'll get anything awesome, but whatever we get, we'll share. Show you quickly. Got the big Agnes, and I've already complained about this once, but I'd like to complain about it twice. See this big Agnes tent? And then if you look at both of these mattresses in here, both of them say Big Agnes on it. And interestingly enough, this is a two-person tent with two 25-inch pads in it. And see that overlap there? That's pretty good design by Big Agnes, wouldn't y'all think? Some of you might be asking yourselves, why would you go to the Badlands backpacking when it's going to be 97 degrees? Well, first of all, we love it because it's one of the most spectacular landscapes on Earth. Dates back like 33 million years. That's where they find fossils anyway. They find some of the oldest fossils on Earth here. And according to in terms of Whitney's hobby, I should say, it is very low light pollution. So the stargazing out here is superb. And we can put up a little heat for all those benefits. That's why we're doing return trips to the car tomorrow, because we have extra water and a cooler and everything in there. So slack packing to a degree, but safety first when you are in these conditions. 97 degrees out here is like cooking down on a clay pot. So it gets extraordinarily hot. And you'll see some of that tomorrow, I'm sure. Stargazing.
Sure are.
All snuggled in. You can't see our view at all. We have no rainfly on, and apparently one moth friend. Good night.
Night.
Good morning, everybody. Here's how we slept last night. Can't see the stars now, but we sure could last night. Morning, Whitney.
Morning.
How'd you sleep?
Good.
Whitney's wearing the Waymark Mile this week, so she stole it from me. Little butthead. Now she is carrying, as you can see, can you turn for us, babe? a ridiculous amount of astrophotography gear. But we're heading back to the car to load up, maybe get some breakfast, and then we're going to show you some of the Badlands' coolest day hikes. Yeah, Whitney's pointing to, we don't know the name of this, but I like to call it the Anvil. It's just a weird square rock on top of that formation. I didn't mention that we are at a trail that I'm not going to tell you about because it's kind of our secret little spot. It's unmarked, but it's one of the cool things about the Badlands is you just have to go a quarter mile off the trail and you can find just some really cool spots to camp. That one wasn't maybe the most epic, but it's a great sunrise place and stargazing spot. So off we go back to the car, and today we'll show you some wildlife, some spectacular scenes, probably some flatulence.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven.
So here we are at the day hike zone. A lot of other day hikers out here. But we're here at 8 in the morning, going to beat the heat and start with the Notch Trail, which I think is a little over a mile round trip. And it is mostly famous for a big log ladder. And honestly, we took the kids out here once when we were a little less experienced and got a little too parentally, I don't know if parentally is a word, but as parents, we were too freaked out to bring them on this one spot because it was a little sketchy. So we're interested to see if, now that we're super experienced hikers, if it's no big deal or not. And here's Whitney, ready to rock the Notch Trail. Let's go. I don't know what the hell these trails are called. This one's the Notch Trail too, apparently. But this is the one with the ladder on it. I'm convinced of that. 1.5 miles round trip. We're going to put Whitney's knee to the test and see how she's doing. So we'll show you the sketchy parts and the cool parts. Get to the chopper!
To say what's impossible, well, they forgot. This world keeps spinning, and with each new day I can feel a change in everything. And as the surface breaks, reflections fade, but in some ways they remain.
Alright, so we just came up the log ladder. Couldn't film it because there was a human jam, but it wasn't as scary as it was last time, was it? Yeah, I think last time we were just suffering from overprotective parent syndrome. But there is a ledge here, so we got to be careful.
And as my mind begins to spread its wings, there's no stopping curiosity. I wanna turn this whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found. I'll share this love I find with everyone. We'll sing and dance to Mother Nature's song.
I'm starting to visualize why 97 degrees out here might be a little on the toasty side. This white clay acts just as you would expect it would. Reflects every bit of heat back onto you. And here's some people walking by, so we feel awkward talking on camera and embarrassed. Hi. So this over here in the hiking community is what's known as exciting. Hopefully. Let's go see what it is. What were you saying? Huh? Ooh, whoa, holy smokes. Whoa! Whoa! Did they hear me? That's the, what's that called? That's the trail with the boardwalk, cliff shelf. So down here is another little day hike. It's called the cliff shelf. Might get up there today depending on heat. But in here is one of the rare spots in the Badlands with some trees. This is another place called Deer Haven. And some other sporadic spots out here, but those are, I believe, spruce maybe. But some of them are junipers. It's a lot of juniper heavy. Whoa! Now do you remember the show Blossom?
Nope.
Millennials, right, people? All right, that's the end of the Notch Trail. We're back at the ladder where there is a human bottleneck, like the South Dakota version of El Capitan. So we'll wait our turn to go down and show everybody our asses, and then we'll continue on to the next hike. Bombastic. What's up, Lyle? Jeff? So as a backpacker, I've always wanted to check this out when I drive by. This is just south of Wall, and it is free boondocking.
I don't want this feeling to go away.
All right, Whitney and I are just doing some exploring in the car and day hikes from there. So fun to just drive around out here and try to just stop wherever you want. Climb out on the formation and take a look at the views. And this one caught our eye. We love these formations. They have red, yellow, orange in them, and a little green. So pretty awesome little view I'm going to share with you. But I'm going to go out to the peak of these little moonscapes that I'm walking on. But here's the view that I'm taking a peek at. And these here have some cool colors to them. Wouldn't be much of a Badlands video without stopping by a prairie dog town. Hey Hoot, these prairie dogs are wild. Much more dangerous than the ones we fed peanuts to. Here's where prairie dogs live. This is the Sage Creek Basin, and a few weeks back they had a natural wildfire out here. You can see the burn area out in here. But there's a backcountry registration here that I've actually never seen, so even though I consider myself a veteran, this is new territory, and this might be where we wind up backpacking tonight. This is the Sage Creek Primitive Campground. Clearly quite exposed out here, but this is a part of the Badlands that I have actually never explored. Clearly it doesn't have the formations you're all familiar with, and I think that's why the popularity out here is a little bit lower, but since I've been to the Badlands a few times, I am absolutely amazed and excited to have many more areas to backpack now. This would be somewhere in between the Badlands formations and what I believe is the Buffalo Gap National Grassland. So this is what I can only imagine must be Sage Creek. Notice how it looks like butterscotch pudding. It is all the sediment that causes that, obviously. We'll see if we can get down a little closer to the water. It's cold. Not filterable, people, just so you know. Do you guys want to touch it? I've never dreamed about hammock camping out here because I didn't think it was possible, but I see a couple intriguing trees over there. Did you find any fossils?
Not yet.
We have, for the first time ever, driven on gravel roads to the westernmost border of Badlands National Park. And about half a mile behind us, this stark change happened. Straight to prairie grassland. We're about to hike the very first trail Whitney and I ever hiked together out here. The first trail I ever hiked out here. Was it you too? Yeah? It is called the Door Trail. So the door, the window, and the notch are all three very popular short hikes, all in the same parking lot actually. And this one is the one that I've always told people reminds me of like walking on the moon. So we'll show you some of that. 93 degrees. Yeah. And right now my feet feel like I got 8 pairs of socks on. But we made it to the end of that trail. All right, might be kind of hard to hear. It's windy, but here's another view called the window. See that sweet minivan tucked right in between those 3 Corvettes? Love it. So we're finally out of the tourist stuff and heading out into the Sage Creek Basin, which is a trail we've never hiked before. I've never even been to this part of the park, so we're pretty excited. Just gonna go in a little ways and try and find a cool place to camp. Stopped along the way today. Sorry about the wind. Got myself a little souvenir. True South Dakota hat. So we're rocking the straw hat. Heading in, hoping that no weather blows in. It's looking possible.
All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. And so many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. But these stories don't mean anything when you got no one to tell them to. It's true that I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain tops, swam all across the ocean blue. I crossed all the lines and I
we'll start with some beginner photos that we'll share with you, and then you'll share, right, babe? She'll share. Thanks.
Sure, you're welcome.
It's her first try. They look awesome in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Not too bad.
let's shut up and good night to you. We'll see you in the morning. Maybe do another sunrise. That'd be crazy to have 2 sunrises in a row. But we're in a good position to do so, so maybe. And good night.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain.
Good morning from the beautiful Badlands. It is day 3. It's 7 a.m. and it is already getting hot. So we're gonna pack up without breakfast and head back to the air conditioning car, have breakfast there, and call it a trip. So it's been an amazing time, as always. I'm super happy to have Whitney with me this time, so it's great to have company. And thank you as always for joining us at Backpacking with Buckley. Be yourself, be happy. Have a good day, everybody. See you on the next one. It's the bite all.